spirits and cold brews, and enjoy live entertainment at our new location, The Rock at La Cantera. All proceeds benefit Brighton Center, serving children with disabilities and developmental delays in San Antonio. Limited all-inclusive tickets are $300 in advance and can be purchased at tasteofthenorthside.org. Viva Fiesta!
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs have back-to-back Rookies of the Year after Stephon Castle brought home the hardware last night, averaging nearly 15 points a game. In playoff action tonight at 6:30, the Warriors look to close out the 2-seed Rockets, up 3-1 in that series, as they're back in Houston for Game 5. That's not the only potential upset, as the T-Wolves look to close out the third-seeded Lakers in L.A. in Game 5.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pleasure wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. Now, here's Pledge.
What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio's Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining, whether that's 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be listening online via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player at sasportstar.com, or if you're watching the show live on YouTube. That's right. We stream all of our shows live on YouTube. Just go there, search at SA Sports Star, like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show as it happens, and that goes for all our shows. 6 to 10, the Morning Huddle, 2 to 6, the Blitz, and of course right here from 6 to 7 on Extra Innings with Pleasure. Out a little earlier tonight, get you ready for Rangers A's Game 3 coming up.
We don't have we had any Spurs game this year?
Yeah, we had Wembanyama on.
Yeah, we had Wemby on. Okay, so we don't get to watch him play a lot. But he had a terrific season. The All-Star weekend was really his breakout party when people are like, oh, but guys who in the NBA are like, oh, he's going to win Rookie of the Year.
Well, if you didn't bash San Antonio so much, we might.
I like San Antonio. It's a great city.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You didn't remember watching him play. Come on, Chuck.
Oh, man. Yeah, look, the future is bright. There's no doubt about it. You don't have two Rookie of the Years back-to-back without having a pretty good roster, at least of young fellas. So add to that. And I think this team we should be watching them in the first round of the playoffs at least next year. And I'm not talking about getting there. They should be in that top 6. I don't see any reason with the talent that they've got, if they do it right and they add right to it, this team, I think, can be a playoff team.
Which is why, and we've been talking about it so much lately, we've got to figure out what the direction is at head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. I know the Spurs will have a press conference at 3:00 today for Steph Castle winning Rookie of the Year. We plan on bringing that press conference to you live here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Everybody pray to the technology gods that it all works. There won't be an announcement today at all. I would be stunned, because this is Steph Castle's moment. Calendar flips tomorrow to May 1st.
Yeah.
And so at some point, we've got to figure out what direction we're going. Then we're going to find out, where are those lottery picks going to be? There's 2 of them for the Spurs. And then free agency is going to begin. And you're right, but you've got this great nucleus that you have assembled. You mentioned that first time back-to-back Rookie of the Years since Minnesota. Now, Minnesota is playing well tonight. They could eliminate the Lakers. They're playing well lately, but the guys that won those in 2015, yeah, they're not even there anymore.
No.
So just because you have a couple of great rookies doesn't mean you're going to have instant success like many in San Antonio are expecting. You put the right team around him with the right head coach. If it's not going to be Greg Popovich, and you move forward. Expectations, though, in San Antonio, we're back to winning championships and not this watching the first round of the playoffs and, all the guys are getting tans on the beach somewhere in Costa Rica playing soccer with kids.
I think De'Aaron Fox, that move tells you all you need to know about the attitude of the Spurs front office and what they're going to do this offseason. I think they're going to do everything they can to add another piece, depending on what they do in the draft and how that goes and what pieces they can add there. I think, you get a couple more veterans in this thing, a big man that can help protect Wemby. And I think this team, all health, obviously, because every team is concerned about that. But this should be a playoff team next year. I don't see any reason why not.
Well, and you look at the growth of Steph Castle this year. I mean, Wemby is incredible. Wemby is one of those that showed up and exceeded expectations. I know they haven't been in the playoffs with him, but watching what that guy does individually is incredible. Steph Castle, there were times during the year where we were mad at interim coach Mitch Johnson because why is Castle not getting more minutes? Are you stunted? What do you? I mean, let that kid go play, and he did. Well, last night on the Inside the NBA show, after it was announced that he was the Rookie of the Year, and he's doing an interview with the guys. It was Charles Barkley, I believe, that asked him, "You probably haven't lost this much your entire life."
We had great vets on our team that seen really every level of basketball. So, just taking every game, as a lesson. Whether we win or lose, we're trying to get better from it. So, just having those guys, like my teammates, just encouraging me. Uplifting me, supporting me after every game. That's really what got me through all that.
He seemed level-headed dude too, right? I mean, he seems very level-headed, and they kind of knew, right? I mean, I don't know if Wemby stays healthy. Maybe we're talking about a play-in appearance, but they weren't playing that well early enough in the season to get there. They started playing better later in the season, especially once Fox got here, and then he didn't last that long.
Well, he didn't because Wemby only lasted 5 games with him. And I said at the time of the trade, I think the De'Aaron Fox move when they made it was the difference between being a play-in team and a playoff team. I think if Wemby doesn't have the blood clot, Fox doesn't get shut down for surgery, those two playing together, they start gelling with everything we saw from Steph Castle. And we are looking at a playoff team, a 5th or 6th seed. And maybe I'm delusional thinking that, but when I saw that trade, that was my thinking. Then obviously the blood clot changes everything, and there was no reason for De'Aaron Fox to delay surgery. Get the surgery now so that when you guys start working together in the offseason, you're not limited, De'Aaron Fox. I thought that was smart and sends you to the lottery. Again, smart by the Spurs with the way they handled this year, but I do believe their expectation this year was to take that next step because they don't skip them here, but situations happen that cause them to bring a step back and hit the ground running in the next season.
They went in, the De'Aaron Fox trade was great. It was a great move. They've got a point guard of the future moving forward. So you're in great shape there. You've got Wemby, and now you've got Castle, and he can play a variety of spots. I mean, you look at Steph Castle, he can do a variety of things. But again, they need more pieces. You look at what they've got, and I was the biggest Devin Vassell fan there is. Maybe he's still got a spot on this team, maybe not. Keldon Johnson, I think, has found himself perhaps a home coming off the bench. He played well when Mitch Johnson moved him to the bench. So, and being the 6th man. So maybe he found a place. Maybe he sticks around. Who knows? Jeremy Sohan, not sure what he does exactly, but we'll see. So we'll see what happens with these guys. And who moves, who's here next year, who's not, and the pieces that they add. But I firmly expect the Spurs to be aggressive this offseason. And I think it all starts with the draft. And of course, that all starts May 12th when you get the draft lottery and we find out where the Spurs are picking.
And you're going to hear a gazillion rumors from Giannis, who I think everybody would say, yeah, I'll make that happen, to Cam Johnson. And those rumors are starting again. As often as he's been talked about in San Antonio, at some point, he's just got to come put on a jersey, right? At some point, he's just going to do that. but you need another big. They need a sharpshooting 3. And man, look out and figure out who's going to be the coach, which is the biggest question in the offseason. Greg Popovich's future is bigger than any draft pick or any free agent signing or any trade that they might make, is at the top. Who's going to be the head coach? If it's Pop, Gould, let us know and move forward. If it's not, who's that going to be? And what kind of fingerprints will the new head coach have on the roster building of the 25-26 season San Antonio Spurs?
Jason's absolutely right. Pop is the first domino that has to fall in everything. And we are in a standstill. We are waiting. We don't know what the future is, because if you're going to get a guy like Durant, like Giannis, like whoever, they're going to want to know the future direction of the Spurs and who is sitting in that seat leading them from the bench. Stars like to have input on who, or at least know what the direction is going forward with the guy leading at the helm. And it's going to be very interesting to kind of see how all this plays out. And of course, the Giannis stuff starts coming up immediately. Frank Mateo, Spurs need to offer Kelton, Vassell, and some pieces to the Bucks. Okay. What makes you think Fox or Castle, as he follows up, Wemby, Fox, Castle, Giannis, insert bouncy big, that's a championship contender. Sure. What if they want Fox or Castle? Then what? Do you pivot? Do you even want him at that point? How bad do you want him? Because they're not going to do a Nico Harrison. Nico Harrison called the Lakers in the middle of the night and took table scraps. Giannis is going to be put on the block for everybody to bid upon. The Rockets have a lot of stuff. The Thunder have a lot of stuff. Obviously, market size not a huge thing with him playing in Milwaukee, but who knows? Maybe at this point in his career, it'd be nice to play in a New York or an LA or a Miami. You can't assume the Spurs have the best chance, because the guys that would be in competition for his services, the Rockets and the Thunder, have just as much, if not more, assets. You talk about the Cam Whitmores and the Reed Shepherds and Jalen Green and the players that Houston could offer up when it comes to young talent. You might have to match with a piece you really don't want to. I'm just saying. It's easy when you're the only person bidding for his services, like we were with Fox, and he made it known, this is where I want to be, make it happen. It's a completely different topic when it is free market for everyone to bid on. And if Milwaukee is going to do right by them, a small market, opening it up to the highest bidder is going to be the most important thing for them. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I'm James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Nick Caserio was on Up and Adams with Kay Adams and had some interesting things to say about the construction of the offensive line that everybody seems to be freaking out a bit about post-draft. We'll get into that and more coming up here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Spring is here, and in South Texas, that means storms, wind, rain, and hail. If you've been hit by a storm or think you have damage, now is the time to contact Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. Don't put your trust in an out-of-town storm chaser. Stevens Roofing is a family-owned, locally based company who will be here for years to come. The team at Stevens Roofing and Solar will give you peace of mind when the storms come rolling in. Call 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter Get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Are you an annoying coworker? Sending emails when everyone else is sleeping? Do they ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have knowledgeable sleep experts that can help you find a better bed, like a Tempur-Pedic. It has technology to keep you cool at night, meaning anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
If you've been waiting and waiting to get your eyes taken care of, tired of wearing those glasses, tired of wearing those contacts, what are you waiting for? Now is the time to get it done. At Manrique Custom Vision Center, Dr. Manrique prides himself in getting you out of those glasses or contacts with his blade and pain-free LASIK, which is totally safe and comfortable. It will give you the best possible vision, and you can throw out the glasses and contacts. They've got over 25 years of experience, and they've done over 72,000 laser vision corrections. They offer financing to all with up to 36 months interest-free. Give them a call today to set it up. 210-354-2020. Come and see the Manrique difference for yourself. Every patient benefits from a customized vision plan that they bring to life with state-of-the-art technology, a variety of options to help make your treatment an investment you can afford and the right people. Change your vision, change your life today. It's Manrique, 210-354-2020.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
I'll bet you mom is the best gift giver in your life. She always gives most thoughtful, meaningful gifts. And that wrapping, that ribbon curling, top notch, right? So give the moms in your life an Aura digital picture frame preloaded with decades of family photos. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, and it's easy to see why. There is unlimited storage, so you can add as many photos, videos, and funny memes as you can find. And it is so simple to set up. Just plug it in and share away. She will feel so close to you, and you'll cement your place as the best gift giver in the family. Win-win. Dude, dudes, I'm telling you, the technology on this product is incredible. Mom will love it. Aura's got a great deal for Mother's Day, too. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver mat frame. That's AURAframes.com, promo code ROAM. Support the station by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Appreciate you joining me today right here on your South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys, but we don't forget about the Houston Texans, especially not on this show. Nick Caserio, the general manager of the Houston Texans, joined Kay Adams on Up and Adams this morning talking about that offensive line and how if there's going to be a master plan to everything that they've done after only taking really one offensive lineman in the draft, but they did shake up a whole lot, or if it's just going to be a death battle royale in training camp to the finish line.
You're one of the few that's made a very astute observation, Kay, about the composition of that group right now. So I'd say we have a lot of players that have a lot of experience, not only in NFL, but in our system as well. So have some players that are tackle only, have some players that have experience playing tackle and guard, have some players that are guard only, have some players that can play all three inside positions. So we feel like there's going to be really good competition amongst that group. I think we have a lot of confidence in the players that are here. I'd say add an Ursary to that group, we feel, as a player that's going to enhance that competition as well. As played a lot of football, brings a certain physicality and a mindset and a toughness to that. So we'll get the five best guys out there on the field, and we're going to have 8 at the game every week. But we feel that overall that's a pretty competitive group, and we feel like at some point it's all going to manifest itself, and there's an opportunity for us out there that we feel makes sense, and we can add a player. We're never going to turn that down.
Now, they've already turned over 3/5 of this offensive line. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how it shakes out. But I told you, especially without them adding any interior real presences on that offensive line via free agency or anything else. Now, they did add Jake Andrews yesterday on waivers, a former 4th-round pick in 2023 of the New England Patriots. But I told you to keep your eyes out for last year's 7th-round pick who was on injured reserve out of Michigan, Ladarius Henderson. And lo and behold, Ladarius Henderson's name came up with Kay Adams today.
LD's been working his ass off really since last year. It's unfortunate he kind of had a deal with a couple different foot injuries. One that he was aware of, maybe one that kind of came to fruition when he got here, was new, but he's worked really hard. He's been here essentially every day since the season has ended. So he's got a great attitude, very upbeat, very positive, a lot of energy. He was a player that we thought was going to be competitive with the group last year, played tackle at Michigan, had some snaps inside as well. So kind of fits with the rest of the group. So awesome human being, just a great kid. So he's had a good attitude. He didn't allow what happened last year to affect his overall work ethic and mindset. So he's been great to have here, and we're anxious to see him on the field.
He isn't the only one that's anxious to see him on the field. So am I, because I believe he can bring a lot to that room and actually help to maybe solidify that interior. You've got Ursary, who will probably be one of your tackles of the future. Blake Fisher, who will likely be your right tackle of the future. And then there's a battle inside at one of the guards and center between Juice Patterson, Juice Scruggs, Jarrett Patterson, and now Jake Andrews, Titus Howard, and Lincoln Tomlinson. And like you heard him, they're going to take 8 into the game. So it sounds like it's going to be a battle royale to make that Texans roster, and they're going to have tons of competition. This has been Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger here on San Antonio Sports Star. I appreciate everybody for rolling through with me tonight. Tomorrow, we will be back at it as we get you ready for tomorrow night's game. Full hour tomorrow, but start your morning off with Rob and AJ on the Morning Huddle. And, of course, the Blitz live at Taste of the North Side. Check on your loved ones. You never know what people are going through in life. And always, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
94.1 FM. FM.
Motherhood to me is everything.
They have no days off. They're so resilient, so strong, and so underrated.
They are 24/7 on call.
I wouldn't be where I am today without her support and guidance.
She just pulled her boots on every day and went to work.
She taught me the importance of being self-reliant and kind, but not a doormat.
Mom is the pillar of our